Now, Monday will be an important day for thousands of people who've lost relatives when they were given blood products contaminated with HIV. A long-awaited public inquiry into the scandal will begin next week.
Well, most of those who died were haemophiliacs. They were given a clotting agent made from the plasma of thousands of donors. Some of those donors, though, had HIV and the infection was passed on to the recipients. Callum Watkinson reports.
Jason Evans only has a few fleeting memories of his father, a haemophiliac who was infected with HIV when Jason was 4. A clotting agent that was supposed to save his life, ending it when he was 31.
The government had this whole campaign, Don't Die of Ignorance, with tombstones falling down, and the whole message was that if you've got AIDS, you're ignorant, you're a drug user, you're an undesirable of some description. That was the perception, and my dad had to live through that. And certainly, I remember someone running up to me in primary school once saying, "Oh, that's the AIDS boy." I didn't even know what AIDS was at this point.
Jason, 4 days old, at...
Jonathan Evans is one amongst thousands of patients given the blood product Factor 8, which was made by mixing plasma from thousands of donors. But this was the mid-80s, the early days of the HIV epidemic, and a single infected donor could contaminate an entire batch. For years, the government refused to hold a public inquiry, but in 2017 it agreed to, and ahead of the first day on Monday, it released a statement calling that inquiry a priority. It is extremely important, it said, that all those that have suffered so terribly can get the answers they have spent decades waiting for, and lessons can be learnt so that a tragedy of this scale can never happen again.
When I started campaigning in 2015, there was almost no hope of this day ever coming. It just seemed so far out there. We're campaigning on this case that has been denied over and over again for an inquiry. It seemed impossible. The fact that we got an inquiry announced was amazing in itself, but it is beginning. So we've got to be grateful, I suppose, that it is beginning.
As well as looking at the causes of the scandal, the inquiry will also examine repeated allegations from the relatives of the dead that successive governments covered up what had happened. Callum Watkinson, ITV News.